Freshman summer, I did DukeEngage Zhuhai, which is the arts education-oriented program in Zhuhai, China, and Ray has also done it, and Luou did it the year before me. But basically, we teach English and some type of arts extracurricular activity to middle school students for 8 weeks. And so after that program, I think it really inspired Luou to look into education reform a little bit more. Somehow, when he was in China that summer, he learned about the Universiade, which is basically an Olympics event for college universities. And so he applied to perform in the opening ceremony. One of his friends was in defining movement, and so they had talked to me, and we eventually gathered a group of 12 students together. And so all of spring semester we were creating a repertoire to bring to China that summer to perform in the opening ceremony, and then eventually we were able to tour about 5 different cities and perform in different concert halls. And so I think that was Luou's first big venture in China after DukeEngage. And then he also received an offer to work with Bain Consulting in Hong Kong, and I think he quit after a year of working with them. In December of this past year, he called me and said, you know, I quit Bain and I'm working for this new education reform company called Ideas, and basically they do a lot of education reform through the arts. So something that Ideas does is host a series of summer camps, and they're building a new center that will be ready in this summer, and so I'd really like you to bring a team of Duke students here to teach dance. And I said, okay, how do we make this happen? I talked to Luou and I was like, yeah, it seems like everyone's kind of on board, but like I don't know if anything realistically will happen this summer. And he's like, oh no, it's going to happen this summer. I'm coming to visit Duke in February, and I'm bringing the founder of Ideas, and it's going to happen. And I was like, okay, sure.
That's the team.
That's in the complex.
Yeah, this is in the Phase 1 complex.
Phase 1 complex.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Phase 2 of the center, which was literally, they actually built it in just 3 months, which I think is incredible. And they were just finishing it right as we got there. But basically the left side is all like dormitories and living places, and the bottom part was the dining hall. And then on the right side was all like the office space and big like auditorium rooms and classrooms and all the facilities you could really ever need. This is a view from the top of Phase 2. You can just see we are in a very nice part of China.
So this was our classroom. This is the only classroom with mirrors in it, so it's not the hugest classroom, but it was really great because this classroom is at the very front of the chain of classrooms.
Yeah, and we would have people like walking by and stopping and looking like all the time.
Is this just sort of a normal class moment?
Yeah, we would split into groups and usually like work in circles, and they're obviously planning what to do.
These were high school students?
Yeah, they're usually about like 15 to 18, but we did have some like 12, 13, 14.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Our youngest was 12.
It's Becca, one of our students.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, she made this collage for all of us after she emailed it to us with like a big thank you email. It was really nice. And then we made little like thank you cards at the end of the week for all our students.
And so I was like, well, what if we can somehow like create a program that kind of ties in all these diverse aspects of dance? And so that's where the workshop ideas came in, and we were like, well, why don't we create like a set of really unique workshops in which each teacher is somehow teaching dance in relation to a different subject, and so then we have this whole interdisciplinary theme. My platform was really interested in the intersection of dance and health, because my senior project this year is looking at how dance can be used as a type of therapy for addressing childhood obesity.
So my focus was hip-hop and social change. I kind of centered it around the idea of character and of community.
So basically I took like very simple math concepts like symmetry and patterns and rhythm, and we spent each day talking about like a different subject.
So just say we were focusing on like patterns, so I would talk about how patterns can vary in length and time, all the different ways you can alter a pattern. Then I would say like come up with an 8-count pattern, and then they as a team would work together. We realized after a couple of days that it was best for like one of us to work with each group just for like the first half of the week, so they started to get a little more comfortable, and then by the end we let them
kind of just
do their own thing,
which actually like worked out for the best.
So by the end of the week, either for me, like they would take the tools they had learned in each activity, and then I gave them the last day to make up a dance. But with some, like Maurice's, they did different little dances every day. So then he was like, his final thing was to like put them all together.
The things that they produce, like that last week, for example, their skills of like observation are absolutely crazy. So from Maurice's like movement discovery classroom, there was, I just remember this one where it was like, the group was three guys and one girl. And so, you know, Maurice sent them out to sort of observe. And it was, the dance was sort of about how there was this one like very like attractive, flirtatious like front desk person. And then the three guys were basically like swooning over her. But like, I really related to that because there actually was a really like attractive, like, right? And I'm like, but the fact that you made a dance and a story out of that and actually conveyed that like message and that like sort of feeling so well, despite the fact that like literally none of the guys have danced before and the girl like had barely any dance experience, but it was so like raw and organic.
Yeah, and I think Bobby did a really good job. He made this whole like diagram with like all these people, and then like a wall like divided them between like not even dancer and non-dancer, but like people focused in the arts versus people focused in like math and science and all that stuff. And he basically was trying to say how we kind of get split into this divide once we reach like elementary, high school, between like what type of person you are. And then by the end, like there was no wall and they were all back together. And like, why do you have to decide what type of person you are? Like you should be able to be everything. So and I think him not being a dancer really helped like the kids see that like they have the ability to not even, I mean, even if it's not dance, you know what I mean? Like do what they want, even if it's something new that they've never done before. And like him, he took all our dance classes and like performed the dances with us and stuff.
And he performed with like the four of us.
Yeah, and so that was really, really awesome, like, and really helped them see that like as much as we were like preaching this, like it actually does like work, and like that's how things should be.
What do you think they took away
From the camp?
Yeah.
Really, this is basically rehashing what Becca was saying earlier, which is like to really embolden them to, you know, follow whatever they want to follow and realize that, like, you know, like, of course it's challenging. Success and confidence and sort of life and creativity, these things aren't as narrowly defined as you think. So I think the goal was that, and I really think they really took that away. When Marisa said, like, she was surprised at, like, how much they grew, like, they really grew. Like, they started acting in ways that I had never expected them to act. We had one kid who didn't know anyone's names, including ours, until, like, Friday. And then Friday, something clicked. What did they take away? I think perspective, courage, and friendship in 3 words. Yeah.